Dr. Gulati, this government decision of the Modi government to go ahead with these farm-related bills, dividing farmers now, some calling it anti-farmers, others calling it the first step towards farmers' financial freedom and liberalization. Where do you stand? Why has this issue become so polarized?
To me, it's very clear that it is something like the delicensing of industry in 1991, because you are giving a better choice and opening up the markets where the processors and the farmers, or exporters and the farmers, or retailers and the farmers can join together. So the intermediation cost is likely to come down. There are two parts of this game. One is the politics part, because some states are upset that their mandi fee and all those revenues are likely to decrease. It reminds me of Indian Airlines times, when there was only one airline and monopoly, and could be high prices and lower quality. And when you create a competition and create 5 more airlines in the country, then the consumer gains. So the farmers should gain out of this. A few other things need to be fixed, but first the legal framework has to allow a competition, and I feel these 3 ordinances are in that direction.
So you're making an important point. You're saying this is equivalent to delicensing of industry. We are delicensing agriculture finally. Then how do you explain these protests? Are these protests being organized by political parties who fear that their vested interest, their monopoly over procurement in particular of grains will go away, those who control the mandis?
They are not going to lose monopoly over procurement as such, because those farmers, you are not abolishing APMC, you are not abolishing the mandi system and the procurement system. So those who want to sell to the government, they will keep going to the APMC market. But I'll give you an example. Punjab, for example, is in the forefront of opposing this. What is the reason? Wheat and rice, which is their main crop, it all goes for the central government, literally. They used to have 14.5% taxes, fees, cess on top of that before the GST reforms came. After the GST, still it is 8.5% and it is the center, FCI, that has to pay to the state. The commissions, the cess and mandi fee and all that. Their argument is we use that money for building infrastructure and all other things. But then it increases the intermediation cost. So no, roller flour mills in Punjab want to bring wheat from UP rather than buy it from Punjab, because they say if we pay 8.5%, very first day we are out of business. So what will happen is, if Punjab doesn't want to go with these reforms, then don't expect agro-processing industry or comparativeness of wheat. It will be only saddled with the central government. Already stocks are more than double of the buffer stock norms, massive economic inefficiency in the management of food system in the country right now because of this at present. So this is going to clean up some of it. Mandis will continue, procurement will continue. You are only opening another option, that's all.
One of the criticisms is that it's going to create 2 classes of farmers, those who are the smaller marginal farmers, or those who are dependent on the MSP-based government procurement, and those who want to take advantage now of exploring open markets, of exploring private procurement. Is it a bit therefore like the 90s, where you had a Bombay club that opposed liberalization? Certain classes of farmers will oppose it, while small and marginal farmers also fear they could lose out.
The socio-economic survey that was conducted, only 6% of the farmers in the country have benefited from procurement system of the government, because government procures only wheat and rice. They may announce MSP for 23 commodities. Even in the last season, the maize prices are hovering at 1100, 1200 rupees a quintal, when the MSP is 1700 plus. So, where is the government to procure? and government cannot be procuring each and everything. You look at rapeseed prices, you look at pulses, chickpea prices, they were all below MSP in most of the states. And what happens to fruits and vegetables and other commodities, government cannot be buying tomatoes and potatoes and onions. Do they need to defend the borders or start becoming a baniya shop? So only 6%, upper limit is 10% of the farmers have gained from procurement business in the country. Now, if they feel procurement system is not being dismantled at all, it is right there, it will remain intact for the next 10 years, 15 years, even more. So they are not going to lose.
Professor Ashok Gulati there explaining to me earlier why he believes that this could be India's big moment for agriculture. The delicensing of agriculture in a way could have begun. Thanks very much, Professor Gulati.